Congress, the INDI seems to be falling apart completely. This time it's Jammu and Kashmir. We are getting to know about the seat sharing conundrum, and reports suggest that Congress is eyeing all the 5 seats for the Lok Sabha elections. It's now exerting pressure on the PDP and the National Conference for the same. This comes as the tussle for seat sharing continues. And of course, we will be getting you more inputs from ground zero. But this is the big update we have on our, you can see that how the Congress has been now struggling, and there has been a stalemate in so many of the states, be it West Bengal, be it Uttar Pradesh. There have been, of course, tussles within the INDI as far as the seat sharing is concerned. It's now Jammu and Kashmir where we are seeing that the Congress wants all the seats, and it is now inflicting pressure on the PDP and the National Conference. So this is the big update we have right now. Congress expected to go alone in Kashmir. We've seen how the talks have been breaking down. We've seen the war of words between the partners of the so-called INDI Alliance. This just a few months to go for the elections, and we are seeing that the alliance is in complete doldrums. It's in a state of complete breakdown right now. And this is now an update coming in for the Jammu and Kashmir. And we've seen from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, there have been a lot of divisions. The cracks are wide open as far as the INDI Alliance is concerned. But remember, it's a very important area. Jammu and Kashmir is an important state, of course, for however it has the 5 seats, but it becomes very important for a party like Congress, which is already struggling to up its numbers. We've seen its fate in the last two elections. My colleague Gursimran, I'm told, is just joining us on the broadcast to get us a sense of what do we really expect from here and what is being brewing. Now, Gursimran, it's of course not surprising, but we are seeing that how this is spreading to all parts of the country. The seat sharing problems, the seat sharing conundrum is now deepening, and Congress now is demanding that it should contest all the seats in Jammu and Kashmir.
See, the Congress wants a big brother role to be played in the alliance, and that is somewhat taking this opposition alliance to a dead end. And so does the case in Jammu and Kashmir as well. If you speak of the ongoing alliance, one thing is very clear, that the Congress wants the maximum seat share. But the reality remains that the Congress party, they were getting the 2 seats of the Jammu that has happened in 2019 as well, and it was expected in 2023 as well. But when it comes to the seats in the Kashmir Valley, it is not only the National Conference or the PDP that is making the claims, but the Congress too has started making claims for the seats in the Kashmir Valley, and the one seat that is half the Kashmir Valley and half the Jammu region. That is where the Congress is insisting that they should be contesting that seat. The Congress spokesperson, when we asked him, he said that, who also happens to be Senior Vice President Ravinder Sharma, he said that
Senior Vice President Ravinder Sharma, he said that it is the workers' aspirations, the cadres' aspiration that they should contest the Anantnag Rajouri seat, as they have got 3.75 lakhs votes in 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Now, what the National Conference is saying is something that makes this entire alliance and the policy decisions that it is going to add and somewhere at zero, because National Conference is saying that the vote share that the Congress has got in 2019, it was their vote share, and they extended the unconditional support to the Congress party, and that's why Congress managed to get those votes. But those are actually the votes of the National Conference, and National Conference wishes to contest all the seats that they have won in 2019. That means all 3 seats of the Kashmir Valley, leaving no space for the PDP or for the Congress party. So as we are just days to the election announcement, we are witnessing that this flock that has got together is now heading to nowhere, and it seems that it will happen a situation like 2019, when they will come together, will have a series of meetings for the alliance, and finally they will go against each other, claiming that it is going to be a friendly contest, and the parties that are in opposition, they will fight as a friendly contest. But one thing is very clear, that there are going to be no alliance, at least what it seems for now, from the situation that is emerging between the National Conference, the PDP and the Congress party in Jammu and Kashmir.
And we cut across to more breaking news coming in as the Jharkhand political thriller continues. JMM MLAs who took off to Hyderabad as Champai Soren was sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Jharkhand are now heading back to Ranchi. The development that comes a day ahead of the mega floor test in Jharkhand Assembly. In a latest development, Champai Soren has spoken to the DJP and given instructions regarding the security apparatus of the MLAs who are coming from Hyderabad. The MLAs will be taken under tight security cover from the airport to Circuit House is what we are learning. Aniri will join us shortly to give us more details on the return of the MLAs from Hyderabad to Ranchi and how they will be kept until tomorrow when they are presented in front of the governor and a part of the floor test. Aneri, I believe, is with us on the broadcast. Aneri, as we stay with these pictures, give us a quick sense of how the JMM is planning this evening until tomorrow when the MLAs are paraded to prove their majority on the floor of the house. I believe they are being moved from Hyderabad to Ranchi now, and from there on, they will be taken to the Circuit House from the airport.
Well, that's right, Suesha. What we are seeing right now is that a long cavalcade of vehicles which is now heading towards the airport, where we are seeing that all the JMM leaders, JMM MLAs, along with their alliance partners, are heading towards the airport, and they just left from the resort because last 2 days they have been staying at the Leonia resort, which was booked for them. And after the swearing in of Champai Soren as the Chief Minister and two other ministers had also taken oath as the ministers. Then later we had seen that near about 39 MLAs were flown down to Hyderabad from Ranchi, following which they had stayed at a resort. So definitely just ahead of the floor test, now they are being heading back to Ranchi is what we are being told. And also at the same time what we are learning is that they are moving towards the airport, and around 7 p.m. they're expected to land at the Ranchi airport. And tomorrow being the floor test, the very important and very crucial day for JMM to prove their numbers on the floor of the house, because it was very important. Because remember how the arrest of Hemant Soren had taken place in connection with the Enforcement Directorate putting up a case on Hemant Soren, and later after his arrest, we had seen that all these MLAs also had come together. They had JMM got support of other parties, including the Congress, and Champai Soren had seeked time from the governor to form the government. But then, after a lot of delay, we saw that Champai Soren on Friday took oath as the Chief Minister, and later all these MLAs were flown down to Hyderabad to make sure that their numbers do not fall short of any numbers. And that is the reason why we are seeing right now all these MLAs are now being taken, heading back to Ranchi. They are being heading to airport right now.
All right, Aniri, they're getting us details of how the MLAs will return from Hyderabad to Ranchi, and then they will be kept under tight security as they will be taken for the floor test tomorrow. This certainly is crucial, while Champai Soren has been saying all along, Aneri, that he has the numbers, in fact a video also of the 43 MLAs that he had made and shown it to the governor, but they are to be physically paraded in front of the governor tomorrow to be able to say that they cross the halfway mark of 41 and have 43 MLAs by their side, all on track for the JMM as we talk?
Well, definitely, Champai Soren had got a video also of the MLAs where they had shown that all these MLAs are with them. Because remember, 41 is the majority mark which they need to prove on the floor of the house. And later, following which we had seen a lot of developments taking place. Champai Soren taking oath as the Chief Minister, and later two other ministers also taking oath, where we have seen that now floor test is very important for JMM, so we'll have to wait and watch how it turns out to be tomorrow. But right now, as these MLAs are being heading to the airport, and later they will be taking a special flight and heading towards Ranchi. Tomorrow, they will participate in the floor test, and with the numbers which they have, they will be forming the government. And they also seems to be very confident. JMM seems to be very confident, because once when they were coming out of the airport, we had seen MLAs showing victory sign, and also they seem to be very confident of forming the government. So tomorrow is the day when we'll have to wait and watch how it turns out to be. But before that, all these MLAs who were staying at the Pioneer Resort from last 2 days, on Friday they had landed in Hyderabad, and later they were stayed under the high security cover. They had been to Leonia Resort, and since last 2 days they have been staying there. Right now, also a long cavalcade of vehicles which is escorting all these MLAs to the airport.
This time it is from Chandigarh. Let's quickly put out those pictures for our viewers, as the Aam Aadmi Party is holding a mega protest. This is outside the municipal corporation. The development comes days after INDI Alliance's defeat in the Chandigarh mayoral polls and the subsequent quote-unquote tempering charge that is coming in by the Aam Aadmi Party. Those are some very dramatic pictures from Chandigarh that you see live on your screens, where Aam Aadmi Party workers who were staging this protest are being detained. This is the stir over mayoral polls, as Aam Aadmi Party has alleged rigging by the BJP that emerged winner in the Chandigarh mayoral polls. Aam Aadmi Party has been staging protests since several days against the BJP, and now you see how it is taking a very dramatic turn. Some of these are members and workers who are being detained by the cops. Amandeep will join us shortly to give us more details and specifics of who these AAP workers are and the action that the police intends taking. I believe Amandeep is live with us. Amandeep, take us through what is happening right now.
Well, Swesha, these Aam Aadmi Party councillors and supporters, they are protesting against the mayor elections, and still they are alleging that the mischief has been done by the presiding officer, and in fact fraudulently their votes has been concluded invalid during the mayor polls, and BJP has completely given the favor by presiding officer, and that is the reason. And this is not the first day, Swesha, they are protesting. In fact, on the day of mayor polls, on the next day of the mayor polls, and in fact the day before yesterday also, they were holding the protest, and the petition is in the High Court as well as Supreme Court also. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann has also held the press conference regarding this. Raghav Chadha, Rajya Sabha MP of Punjab, he also held the press conference regarding this. Arvind Kejriwal held the protest in Delhi also, and now Aam Aadmi Party councillors as well as supporters, they are still alleging that this election should be reconducted, and in fact the presiding officer should be appointed from the Punjab and Haryana High Court, and this election should be completely monitored by High Court itself, and that is the reason. And see, the visuals are quite telling that how they are adamant, the protesters are adamant, and in fact the Chandigarh police is taking them, detaining them on the precautionary measures as well, just because these protesters were protesting and raising their voice against the mayor polls. And in fact, since the BJP has concluded their mayor have elected mayor was from BJP, from then till now this protest is quite visible on the ground. Aam Aadmi Party is protesting, somewhere Congress and Aam Aadmi Party jointly protesting against the presiding officer. They have lodged the police complaint as well. The petitions have been filed in the Punjab and Haryana High Court and even in the Supreme Court as well. So they are basically demanding to reschedule the elections of mayor and the presiding officer should not be from the BJP party, and that should be appointed by the Punjab and Haryana High Court, so at least the fair and free elections can be conducted.